Chosen ones, it's extremely important to note that your enemy does not like you. It doesn't matter if you're extremely nice to them, lovable to them, if you show them you're the best person in the world, if you're extremely high vibrational, motivational, they do not like you. Your enemy has been sending you negative thought forms, negative vibrations, negative energy, and they've been doing this on purpose to disrupt your flow and disrupt your energy. This is something extremely important to note, because in order to identify the difference between the negative energy, or some may call it evil eye, that they have been sending you versus your own energy, it's first important to not self-gaslight. The self-gaslighting comes from the fact that you know they don't like you, you know they've been gossiping, you know that they have negative intentions or negative agenda, but instead you may unfortunately wait for them to prove it to you, which you know that they will because you're very in tune. They are counting and relying on this fact. One of the ways that the enemy has tricked in the past is by making you feel like if you're just a little bit nicer to them, if you're a little bit kinder, if you're a little bit sweeter, if you show them how good you are, that somehow they will change or somehow they will come around. But they have already decided from the time they met you, from before they met you, that they do not like you and that they are going to try to oppose you. They are the adversary. This is something that once you understand this, if you don't already, it's going to be so easy to navigate and to deal with these people. How to tell the difference between your energy and their energy. So when you're in a really great mood and you're feeling good and you like how you feel, and or maybe just a neutral mood, and when you get around these people or when you talk to these people, you feel this really dark presence, this dark energy, and you may even start having feelings and thoughts that are very different from what you were having earlier. That is their energy. That's why the moment you go away from them, you start to feel better. These dark, negative people are used to throwing projections, throwing their bad energy at you in order to get you to take on the burden and take on the energy, because they know intuitively or deep down you can transmute it. You will hold on to it potentially and deal with it later. You can heal it and they cannot. So basically, by interacting with you and by being around you, they can throw all that dark, negative energy on you, and they can walk away feeling better, and you walk away feeling burdened and not feeling as good. So that's why it's very important in real time to know and identify and feel when this energy is not coming from you. If the person is not within your immediate proximity, let's say you're talking to someone or you've dealt with someone, it could be an ex group of friends, whatever, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, you're starting to be flooded with thoughts about them, and you start to feel kind of dark, or you start to feel kind of negative, that could be them throwing those negative projections at you. Honing the intuition is the thing that scares and terrifies your enemy the most. Your adversary wants you to ignore your intuitive gifts, wants you to pretend that you don't have intuition, and wants you to gaslight yourself out of your intuitive abilities or logical abilities as well in order to trust them. When you gaslight yourself out of your own intuition, you give them the upper hand. And that's what your enemy wants you to do. So they want you to know better, but then still trust and believe in them. Do not give your enemy the benefit of a doubt. They are counting on that, and they are not giving you the benefit of a doubt. At best, by you showing them how great you are, how loyal of a friend you are, how good of a person you are, they will seek to use that to exploit you. And that's what you don't want to have happen. It's kind of like in a bad relationship. You may be the most perfect person to this person. You may be extremely loyal and faithful and good. But if they have already made it up in their mind from the time they met you that they don't like you, they're not going to come around and change and say, well, they kind of grew on me because they're really nice. That's not how that works, as you already know. They will continue to do the same behavior and have the same negative intention regardless of how nice you are. However, they would like you to believe that they are confused, and you can prove it to them, and you can show it to them, and you can show them what a good person you are, because they can use that to try to exploit you. And that's what you don't want to have happen, of course. So going forward, if you are around certain people, groups, people that you know are negative, low vibrational, and you start to feel that energy that is not yours, it's important in that moment to cut it off. As soon as that happens, things are going to start potentially glitching out. You may see the mask drop from these people immediately because they expect you to take on that energy as your own. They expect you to take on that energy and transmute it. As a chosen one high vibrational person, you are working with a clean slate of energy, very pure energy, because you are coming from a healed space, a high vibrational space. They rely and they count on this because they don't have to deal with any of their negative stuff. Instead, they can throw it onto you, you deal with it, and they get the benefit. But the way to avoid that is by realizing and being aware of it in the moment, and in the moment rejecting whatever negative thoughts or negative energy they're trying to send your way. Again, you will probably notice them start to glitch out, spaz out, start acting in a very different way. And it's almost like if you've ever caught somebody in the middle of a lie, and maybe you just found yourself saying, oh, but that's not true. And you start noticing them dramatically start acting really weird. That's a very good example of how it works. You don't even have to say anything, but by you not accepting their negative energy, that is enough to cause them to spaz out. The other big thing to note is just because they may have not done anything to you yet, if you're sensing that negative energy, it only takes them doing a couple of small things, a little bit of gossip, a little bit of rumors, in order to cause a lot of negative things. Only needs to be a little bit of a negative intention or a negative agenda in order to cause negativity in your life that you do not need. So that's why it's super important to know to not only reject anything that they're trying to send you that is negative, but also to not allow it to escalate to where you are allowing yourself to take on any of their negative energy. So when you're around them, don't let any of their stuff affect you. Don't let any of it touch you, because they're going to try. They're going to try to send you those negative, low, dark vibrations and dark energy. Talk to you later. I hope you have a great, awesome, fun, amazing rest of the day. Till next time. Bye-bye.